Hi, I'm Shonda Miles. I want to talk to you about how to create or how do I create content. And so, if you're looking for content ideas are all around you, but I just want to give you some ideas about how I go about creating content. And so, one thing that I heard years ago was Sean Mize. He talks about the 10 by 10. And so, if you think about your area of expertise, whatever your area of expertise is, just think about the 10 main topics that you would talk about on a regular basis. So, what are your 10 main topics that you would talk about? And then, under each one of those 10 main topics, what are 10 subtopics that you could talk about underneath each one of those main topics? So, that's called a 10 by 10. So, if you do that, you'll always have a ton of content that you can create. So, you got your 10 main topics. And then you have under each one of your main topics, you have 10 subtopics. So you can just write it out and you'll be surprised how much content you'll have. And so the next way that I create content is for every topic, whatever it is I'm thinking about, I always think about the what, why, how, when, um, on everything. Every single thing I do, what, when, how, why, when, I think about every single thing. And so when you think about what, when, why, how, you start to think about a topic differently. And so that's just kind of another way that you can kind of think about a topic and how you can create content from that topic. I also I look at social media. I look at social media gives me ideas on just different things that I could talk about. If something I might see might, strike an idea for me. And so I always have my journal. Then I write down ideas that I get. And so I might write the idea down and then I might write kind of my thoughts on how I can create content or a few points about the idea that I got from social media so that I can come back and flesh it out. So social media gives me a lot of ideas. I look at the books that are my favorite. I always look at their table of contents and I look and see, okay, what can I create content from anything that's on this table of contents as I'm reading each day. I look for ideas in my reading. So not just to write books, but to create content that I might use for social media. So I always look at um, I look at when I'm in the shower. I always get ideas when I'm in the shower for content, things that I could talk about. And so I have I think it's called Shower Notes. I bought from Amazon. It's called Shower Notes, and it's two pencils that come with a little notepad. And if you get ideas in the shower, which we all do, you can capture them while you're in the shower. Because if you're like me, by the time you get out of the shower and get dressed, you've forgotten what the idea is. So it's Shower Notes. It comes with a sticky pad and then two pencils. It's made for the shower. And so if you get ideas in the shower, if you get good ideas in the shower all the time, it's worth buying the Shower Notes. So I always God speaks to me at night. And so I guess it's the only time that it's quiet. So he speaks to me at night. So I always have a journal or a notebook on the side of my bed with a pen or pencil that I could capture whatever he gives me. So whatever he gives me always gives me a lot of good content. So I always keep something on the side of my bed, a pencil, a pen, and a notebook or my journal. And I capture the ideas that he gives me in the middle of the night. And so that is a great way to, capture your idea, get content is capture your ideas. If you don't capture it, it doesn't matter if you're driving in the shower, you're going to forget. So you want to have some way to capture it. And so I just do it in a notebook. You can do it on your phone. It doesn't matter where you capture it, just as long as you capture it and you're able to go back to it. So just capture your ideas. You're not going to remember. So you always want to capture, have some way to capture them. I look at experiences. I think about, what experiences have I had each day. Recently, I've started in my journal having a place that says lessons. And these are all the lessons that I learned just that one day, all the things that I've learned that one day. And I just kind of play back my day. So at the end of the day, the last thing I do is I just kind of play back my day. Sometimes I'll do it during the day, but when I play back my day, I look for lessons. Like, what have I learned? What can I share? Um, what do I have? What did I hear today that may have been I agree with or opposing views on something? And so I always look for lessons because I always want to make my life better. I want to make my clients' lives better. I want to help my children, my family, my loved ones. And so I always look for the lessons. So every single day you can just ask yourself, what did I learn today? What lessons did I learn? And you can start capturing those and you can share them with your audience. So that's a great way to look at create content is reflections or observations. You can look for tips, strategies, things that you wrote, that you read in a book, quotes. These are things that you could capture, and then you can give your opinion on it, or what you think about it, or what you learned, or just your experience. And the next thing is stories. So I've been working on this project, 30 stories in 30 days. And so for me, it's a great way to create content. You just think about the 30 most pivotal moments in your life, the 30 most pivotal moments in your life. What are those stories? And then you can share those stories. You could tell the lessons that you learned. How was it? How did it change your life? And so 30 stories in 30 days to me is a great way to create content. You'll get more and more content because you'll more than likely you have more stories, more than 30 stories that have changed your life. But 30 stories in 30 days is pivotal. It will change the game for you. You will learn so much about yourself, but you will connect with people that maybe you haven't been able to connect with when you share your story. And then thoughts in my head. I always have different thoughts during the day, and I always try to capture those thoughts. And so I can create content from those thoughts. It might be just something I take a stand on, something that I strongly believe in, something that over time I've realized that it is a principle. And so it's something that I will create content around. It might be a question. And so these are some of the kind of ideas that I use, or things that I do to create content. The last one is answer the public. I go to answer the public and I type in my keyword, and it gives me like questions or phrases that people are searching for, looking for answers. And so that's another great way to create content. So I hope these ideas will help you create more and more content. Just think about capturing. I think that's the biggest thing is, having a journal or a notebook, some way that you can capture your thoughts and ideas, things that you're learning, quotes, lessons, reflections, observations, things that you're, seeing on social media, maybe a table of contents that gives you ideas. But these are just ways that you can create content, and it will keep you where you always have more than enough content. So hope this will help you create more content.